Like city.
My fault, yo.
I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all make decisions I made to be real with the shit. I I don't trust none of y'all motives. I know you lacking the code. I know I gotta be tapped into something from how they attacking my soul. I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all made the decisions I made to be real with this shit. I don't trust none of y'all motives. I know you lacking the code. I know I gotta be tapped into something from how they attacking my soul. How with my niggas and partners, I died and fell with a mission was started. Fuck all your Hollywood dreams. Fuck up your Hollywood parties. Valet bar, quarter mil, and my baby mama dogs. Made a way to get a small rich. I'm coming straight up off the sauce. I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all made the decisions I made to be real with this shit. I don't trust none of y'all motives. I know you lacking the code. I know I gotta be tapped into something from how they attacking my soul. I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all made the decisions I made to be real with this shit. I don't trust none of y'all motives. I know you lacking the code. I know I gotta be tapped into something from how they attacking my soul.
DatPiff.com, the mixtape authority.
Yeah, we know you used to put in work, that's all. Nigga, and we seen your paperwork, you told. All these niggas either sniffing glass or they living off the past while I'm blowing money fast for my bros. Lately I've been seeing niggas sell they soul. How you catch a case and bail out on parole? I've been state to state getting money on the road. Had to reevaluate who I can talk to on the phone. Switch it up. Spit the game, pay attention, you should listen up. Follow code and one day you gon' get rich as us. 7-digit street nigga, that ain't rich enough. 40 million on the crib like that nigga Puff. Niggas buying yachts, niggas buying jets. Make me wanna buy the block just to reinvest. Tell my young niggas catch force, none left.
Bury me the realest ever did it, yeah. Hopefully my day ones will remember this. Keep that shit 101 until the dead. Even when I'm gonna say I never left. Looking at it look like that I never quit. That's my niggas, women thought we never did. Sticking to the script, get rich, you never switch. All my role models doing sentences. Yeah. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up.
Fuck each and every one of them. I fear none of them. Frank Lucas puts his roof back in front of him. Leave a nigga toothless when it comes to the loot. I go stupid with the butt of the gun. Know where I'm coming from? North Philly, where Frazier and Johannesburg. Last name Akbar, they call it all cop cars. When they pull you over, they might shoot you over moving. Now that we human, they know who we are. They took a king from us. They ex-Malcolm out. You kidding me? I did my own black history. Studied Illmatic, reasonable doubt. Yeah, that's the main reason why these rappers can't get with me. Fuck them all, I hear the whistle, know it's time to ball. Y'all niggas throwing fouls, but y'all don't wanna brawl. How you go on a mission with no vision? Fuck Stevie's like a sight, look at Stevie's ambition. We hood niggas that get it.
Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up.
Yeah. Different nigga down at my pop's car. Low tolerance, promise he'll get popped off. Microwave, the bullet sounding like popcorn. Grind heavy, the cops come or the rocks gone. Same nigga, so what the times change? When I couldn't get money, I used to find ways. Counting thousands off a cabbie in the hallway. It wasn't long before I figured out crime pays. We still in search of them bright days. Dark streets only light when police raid. When niggas stress out and let the shots off. Lost scan like a skillet, it'll pop off. I hit the Ave and post with the uncut raw. Sacked it up and told niggas I had the Cape Moss. Nothing fancy, protect myself with the 8-ball. Easy, I had to hustle on high
Bury me the
bar.
realest ever did it, yeah. Hopefully my day ones will remember this. Keep that shit 101 until the dead. Even when I'm gonna say I never left. Looking at it look like that I never quit. That's my niggas, women thought we never hit. Sticking to the script, get rich and never switch. All my role models doing sentences. Yeah.
Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, family? I apologize for the little technical difficulty in the beginning with the sound. If at any point, sound's not going, y'all could let me know rather quickly, like Blackson did, because my ass like to talk on this YouTube thing, or I like to play music. So if you don't hear me for like a minute or two straight, then y'all should either call the police. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, we have some breaking news to share today. As I was just confirming with Brother Blackson before hopping on live, this has been a major development, or rather coverage of information that the family already knew, based on the labs that Blackson and his associates have run. You feel me? The extensive labs at that. Now let me show y'all what I mean. Or we could start here, as a matter of fact. Huh? No jumper. No jumper post Nipsey Hussle? Nah. Okay, so check this, right? I find this morning. It says, revealed how LAPD targeted Nipsey Hussle's street corner and store. The LAPD targeted Nipsey Hussle's street corner and the Marathon clothing store before his death in 2019, labeling the intersection a hotspot for crime and sending special patrols that stop and question people in the area, according to records. Swipe. So check this, right? Have you wondered about the secret targeting of Nipsey Hussle by cops before his death? Internal docs from LAPD now reveal a dystopian campaign to target Nipsey and pervasive corruption to benefit real estate developers. Some of the stuff in here is chilling. Now, let me just tell y'all real quick. This man, Alec, he is I'm sorry. He's the founder of a civil rights group that's based out of Washington, D.C. It's called Civ Rights Corps. And he's also the author of a book called Usual Cruelty. It seems that this individual is he's dedicated his life and his career to putting the truths out. And you know what I'm saying, helping a lot of brothers and sisters that are wrongfully convicted and currently in prison, covering those stories and helping advocate in order to overturn the result. So with that being said, just wanted to give you a little background on Alec, just to show his credentials. Now, check this, right? So now he says, the story begins when Nipsey fulfilled his longtime dream of buying the Marathon clothing store. The city, developers, and police had other plans for the property, and they began a years-long effort of surveillance and brutality to try to stop it. In one internal document generated by Palantir, I believe it's pronounced, a corporation that profits by helping police cage poor people more efficiently with big data, LAPD records appeared to show 58 stops and 7 arrests at the intersection outside Nipsey Hussle's store in the week after its grand opening. Okay, so right away, this is crazy. 58 stops and 7 arrests in 1 week. So you have an arrest per day, and then you have about 8, a little more than 8 stops per day in the week after the grand opening. Okay, let's see what else. Incredibly, a similar document dated 2 weeks after Nipsey opened his store shows a single patrol car made 103 stops and 3 arrests in 7 days. All of this police activity was supposedly searching for a generically described suspect, a black male between 16 and 18 years old. Man, that's, you know what I'm saying? That description in itself is crazy, bro. And that kind of shows how something like this was justified, quote unquote, justified in the eyes of the law, or however these crooked ass police out in LA County operate. So to see this, right? 2 weeks after he opened his store. So after the 58 stops and 7 arrests, there's another what? A single patrol car made 103 stops and 3 arrests in 7 days. So this dude making 15 stops a day. Oh my goodness, bro. So you got to think about it too. After the police are making these stops or effectuating these stops, it's not like, oh, you stop the person, just talk to them for a second and let them go. You know they were giving them a hard time, trying to search their cars, right, without any sort of valid reason per the law, and just trying to abuse their power in just basically trying to force something illegal to be there, right? So now check this. This targeted police violence was the culmination of a long campaign by police and City of Los Angeles attorneys to target Nipsey and others in the community to prevent them from investing in land that big banks and developers wanted. So this right here actually just gave me some other insight. Well, not so much insight, but it gave a confirmation in that, look, it says big banks, right? We knew about the developers, especially after that interview that just came out about a few weeks ago, right? But big banks. So now, here's what Nipsey said. This was always one of our dreams. In this parking lot, we were always outside hustling in the actual lot and realized it made sense to be owners or for us to have businesses in this parking lot. The desire for people from that predominantly black community to be owners brought out the full force of LAPD, the City of Los Angeles bureaucracy, big banks, and wealthy real estate developers intent on using Trump's opportunity zones to extract billions from poor communities. And wealthy real estate developers intent on using Trump's opportunity zones to extract billions from poor communities. But it wasn't just Nipsey. Across Los Angeles and across the United States, police have worked hand in hand with tech companies and real estate developers to build the bureaucratic architecture of control that enables them to control who owns what, where, and who invests in what, where. All right, so that's just our first glimpse. That's crazy because lo and behold, what's going on here? What in short, what do these tweets encapsulate, or what do they say? It says that the fam been on it, bro. Especially Blackson, the leader of the fam. He been on it because this is what he's been saying for a long time. You feel me? And this is right here. We have an individual who investigates these kind of situations, right, to shed light on corruption. And this dude does not have a small platform. Let's go through his Twitter real quick, because I think there's a few more tweets about this. Like, I couldn't believe this. This was really like an early Christmas gift. I couldn't believe that someone actually had the balls or the integrity to actually do this, to put out this information, bro. I respect this brother a ton. Put it out on the 16th. So this was from 4 days ago, right? Okay. So, thread. Let's see the whole thread. Okay, here's what Nipsey said. Let's see. Was there any tweets that skimmed? Okay. All right. So, extract billions. If you want to understand how police work with wealthy investors to enable gentrification and wealth extraction on a massive scale, you must read this report by people from the community in Los Angeles. It's long, but it will change how you see the world. Okay, so that's this document. We're going to go over this. But in the meantime, let's finish these tweets, this thread. If you are interested in further reading on the massive collaborations between police, developers, banks, tech companies, retail industry, and prosecutors, you can follow Stop LAPD Spying Coalition and check out more here. Wow. If you're interested in further reading on the massive collaborations between police, developers, banks, tech companies, retail industry, and prosecutors, yo, this dude is cold. Cold. Oh, look, have you ever wondered what exactly what it looks like when police work with real estate developers to target the poorest people in our society? Here's a story just revealed from City of Los Angeles emails that should shake you to the core. All right, we're going to go right back to that. Let's finish this Nipsey thread. These are just responses. Okay, so understood. In addition to the report, you can learn more from this great reporting by, oh, this article came out on November 7th. I have an inclination to believe that blacks have probably already read it. Let's go to this right here, this thread right quick. I'm interested. I'm interested to see that. What's up, Pride? All right, check this, right? Okay, so let's read through this real quick. So I read this before. Have you ever wondered what exactly what it looks like when police work with real estate developers to target the poorest people in our society? Here's a story just revealed from the City of Los Angeles emails that should shake you to the core. The story starts when the LAPD's neighborhood prosecutor meets one of the leading developers in Chinatown. The two begin strategizing together about how to use cops to target a specific unhoused activist. Here's what the report says. Okay, this is an important report that we're going to peep later. The neighborhood prosecutor offered cities powers to remove the unhoused person from the neighborhood. The real estate developer arranged for LAPD senior lead officer for the area to tell the unhoused person that they would get court orders to banish him from a public park. That's fucked up. A few months later, the developer emailed the neighborhood prosecutor and LAPD senior lead photographs of another unhoused black man, referring to him as male transient Edward. What happened next is chilling. The next day, LAPD responded, "We did facial recognition and found out his info." Think about what is happening here. Wow. Yo, the AI right here. Facial recognition that quick? What? This should scare us all. Across U.S., police intelligence and counterinsurgency units are working secretly with privateering real estate developers and tech companies to build a surveillance state backed by the ubiquitous threat of legal violence. Why do you think they do that? I urge everyone to read the report by Stop LAPD Spying, which has many similar examples. Automated banishment is one of the most important and rigorous studies you will ever read on any of these issues, and it comes from the targeted community itself. Okay, so a final thought. This report and these emails raise profound questions about what kind of society we live in and the forces that profit from controlling us. We should ask, why was this report, or why this report was almost entirely ignored by news outlets? Yeah, talk that shit, Alec. This is major. This report is something else, I bet, because he keeps talking about it or alluding to it. Okay, so if anybody's interested, I'm going to put the link real quick in the chat so the family can peep this shit too. Okay, so automating banishment, the surveillance and policing of looted land. And policing of looted land. Surveilling and policing of looted land. Is that supposed to be like a slick, whatever? So anyhow, conquest is a process, not an event. Taking land is simply not a matter of signing a treaty or conducting a massacre. Elaborate ideologies and intended practices are required before, during, and after. We ain't scared of no mayor. We ain't scared of no chief. We ain't scared of no CCEA. Because they ain't nothing but thieves. Okay, so anyhow, let's see. Okay, so they have a whole group, and I think it would actually not be a bad idea to try to get in contact with this group because I feel like they'd be inclined to having this discussion. But anyhow, the Stop LAPD Spine Coalition is a community group rooted in the Skid Row community on Tongva, Gabrielino land, stolen territory known as Los Angeles. Over the past decade, we have been working to build power to abolish LAPD surveillance. This report grew out of that organizing and examines the relationships of policing and surveillance to displacement, gentrification, and real estate development. We study those relationships with the focus on the process that is always bound policing and capitalism together. Colonization. Ooh, that's cold. That is always bound policing and capitalism together. Colonization. Okay, so we often hear that police are an occupying army in our communities. Throughout the history of imperialism and colonization, occupying forces have used surveillance to monitor and contain populations they deem threatening, all for the purpose of maintaining their violent rule. LAPD's use of surveillance and data-driven policing must be understood from that perspective. While more and more people are beginning to understand the role of data in policing, less attention is paid to data-driven policing's relationship to land. Our exploration of that connection began as we were researching whether algorithmically generated predictive policing hotspots had a role in LAPD's murder of Skid Row resident Charlie Africa. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Cunang? Okay, anyhow, that research uncovered, and I'm gonna have to look into him as well. That research uncovered an ecology of institutions who inform police violence, including real estate developers, advocacy nonprofits, academic researchers, and the U.S. military. All those institutions show up in the pages that follow. At the same time that we began researching data-driven policing's relationship to land, our organizing efforts succeeded in securing the county's or the country's first public hearings on data-driven policing, as well as dismantling LAPD's first generation of predictive policing programs. Operation Laser ended in April 2019, and Predpol ended in April 2020. Those programs are explained in detail below using records we obtained and analyzed after the programs ended. But the analysis in this report is by no means only backward-looking or historical. The same month LAPD ended Predpol, it launched data-informed community-focused policing, a new policing framework that embeds data and surveillance into everything LAPD does. Okay, so let's look at this. We're gonna just skip this right quick. And get to this right here. All right. Actually, you know what? We'll just read it. Let me just check this chat real quick. All right. We got good. The storytelling and analysis in this report is intended to frame organizing against this new program and beyond. Our purpose is to inform that fight, helping build intersectional coalitions across communities harmed by this policing. The report also examines the role of police reform and repackaging the violence of Operation Laser and Predpol. Studying the history, ecology, and evolution of these programs helps expose the harms at their root. Modern policing incorporates tactics honed during ongoing settler colonialism, genocide, and enslavement. LAPD fuses military counterinsurgency methods with the anti-black subordination of broken windows policing, stop and frisk, the zero tolerance, safer cities initiatives in Skid Row, the suspicious activity reporting spy program, Metro units proactively hunting people across South Central, and gang injunctions and databases. Predictive and data-driven policing are the latest form of those harms. The purposes remain the same, speculatively criminalizing our identities, banishing us from our homes, and gathering intelligence to control us. Data mining supercharges the violence of policing and enabling deep coordination between those who seek to criminalize our communities, to transform land, and to displace and banish our people. Data-driven policing also a few skits. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Damn, what? Okay, anyhow, the purpose of this violence, hiding it behind a veneer of science and objectivity. Sometimes the purpose is banishment, removing us from our homes and communities. Sometimes it's containment, restricting us from the areas police want to secure for gentrification. Sometimes it's blight, targeting areas for neglect in order to maintain racial and class hierarchies. Sometimes it's extraction, exploiting our wealth, labor, and resources. And sometimes it's elimination. And sometimes it's elimination. And sometimes it's elimination, killing or incarcerating our people. Whatever the purpose, what links these practices is the process of conquest. Man, this is a very well written piece and informative. Okay. LAPD's tactics and technologies today extend those various purposes. Predictive policing programs serve as tools of racial terror, ethnic cleansing, and containment. LAPD's role as an enforcement arm of landlords, developers, and other property owners is analogous to the role of the U.S. military in the era of genocidal Western expansion. And community policing programs apply counterinsurgency tactics that have been used to suppress resistance and cultivate false legitimacy in imperial occupations. Throughout those examples, Los Angeles can be seen as a garrison state, with police testing new forms of surveillance and harm on our people. These examples, of course, have resonance beyond Los Angeles too. As we were researching this report, the 2020 murder of Breonna Taylor by police in Louisville, Kentucky, exposed similar connections between real estate investment, surveillance, and policing. The police raid that killed Breonna Taylor was part of a place-based investigation program used to banish black residents in gentrifying areas. This killing shows how both offender-based and location-based surveillance policing tactics carry out the goals of elimination in the service of private capital. Here in Los Angeles, too, surveillance strategies advance the banishment, containment, blight, extraction, and elimination that are characteristic of conquest and colonialism. And here, too, these tactics are deadly. Man, that was a great intro. That's deep. Okay, so let's just skim through some of these pages because that intro was so encapsulating that I'm interested to see what else there is. Okay, so this is like the history and whatnot. This is a long report, and what I think I'm going to do to keep things more structured is maybe this I'll highlight all like the important parts, not that anything is less important, just all the main points so that I could come back to y'all and give it in a more concise way, because this is definitely long and I don't want to bore you out just reading this word by word. So now let's do this. Okay, so that's that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. let's take a look at this real quick, because this was cited in the tweet thread, the Twitter thread that we just looked at a few moments ago. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before through Blackson. Blackson, if you could confirm that, because this right here, this visual, I feel it's very familiar, and if it's familiar, then it's most definitely from Blackson. Let me just scroll through this. Damn, this is really cold how they put this together. Like, this is an intersection, but it looks like a scope. Well, they did make it look like a scope. Anyhow, new documents reveal how the LAPD targeted Nipsey Hussle street corner in the Marathon clothing store before the rapper's death in 2019. Let's see. Yeah, Blackson did. I think Blackson did put me onto this before. We peeped this, right? Okay, so this was in the beginning of November. So people starting to cover this on a wider scale, or they obtained the necessary information to affirm whatever beliefs that people already had about what had happened. And if you think about the timeline in terms of when this article came out, this was right around the time that interview came out. Which interview am I talking about? Well, let me remind y'all by showing you. Let me just remind y'all, if you don't remember. Let's see though. Ready? Damn, this is a rather lengthy one too. Ooh. Okay. Let me look for this video right quick. Give me one moment. When? Okay. Let me remind y'all.
Know if you can. That is definitely with Nipsey. Talking more about Nipsey. Do you believe that answer yes or no if you can? That his death may have something to do with his plans to build up and take over the area, like he said, he went back the whole neighborhood. You think it could have been a correlation between that and your opinion? That's what made me scared.
So that's what I'm referring to. We don't have to watch the whole thing again. As a matter of fact, let me just run a quick loop off this, so whoever hasn't seen this can be enlightened by this, because this has arguably, in terms of people who are around Nip or are from LA, or have some sort of involvement with real estate out there, and know how the game goes, for this individual to say what he said on this platform so fearlessly, just shows me that people starting to see what it is, or not see what it is, but it's starting to become commonly understood or widely understood that this is exactly what's going on.
When you talk to the late great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, what he had going on, a very populated, famous street, Slauson Avenue. He had the Marathon store, what was going on over there, and how that kind of tied into exactly what you're talking about right now. Can you share with people what you talked about with the late Nipsey Hussle, and exactly what you thought, or what was going on over there on Slauson Ave, and the play they were moving on with the Marathon store and that outlet and that development over there?
The Marathon was on the street. It was off of Slauson and Crenshaw Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Boulevard and Slauson are like the Black Wall Streets. There's a lot of black businesses on there, and a mile up the hill from the Marathon walking distance is the wealthiest black community in America called Park, California.
So that is the most gentrified area in Los Angeles, pretty much in the United States. So they were secretly building that train under Crenshaw Boulevard. So I would talk to Nipsey at Simply Wholesome Restaurant. I don't know if y'all familiar with Simply Wholesome. That's like the healthy restaurant in LA. That's like where all the celebrities hang out at. You know, we sit out there and have business meetings on the patio and all that. So you would always see, y'all got to, next time y'all in LA, y'all got to go there. But Simply Wholesome, they shoot that movie, the TV show Insecure.
Up to the top of the mountain. You talking about one of my buddies? He invited President Obama over his house, and they had a fun.
Hey fam, my fault. I'm terrible with this shit. So let me get this sound right. Let me just rewind it because I just figured it was I just saw that it was mute.
Hang out at, you know, we sit out there and have business meetings on the patio and all that. So you would always, y'all got to, next time y'all in LA, y'all got to go there. But Simply Wholesome, they shoot that movie, the TV show Insecure there sometimes.
Oh, okay, dope.
So we would be sitting out on the patio, and they started selling my book. And Nipsey Hussle comes out with my book. He like, look, you know, he didn't know I knew Dr. Sabian. We started talking about real estate. He's asking, he thinking about buying that building because I've been knowing him since the lowrider days. You know, he would always come up there with his buddies about getting a lowrider for a video or something like that. What kind of car we do? But my point was, so I was telling him if he gonna buy the Marathon, which was something else back then, I said you can't just move in a gentrified area and think you're gonna clean up the building, throw some paint on the wall, you know, and start selling stuff. You gotta make it match the rest of the community because they finna gentrify this whole area. So he already knew about the initiative to buy back all that real estate in that area. You know, when I found out about that train going to Crenshaw, I started telling all my car buddies, y'all need to buy as much of this real estate as possible because all these black billionaires are doing it. So we need to buy it as well. So Nipsey said, he started singing the same song. Okay, well, I'm gonna buy my neighborhood back. I'm like, dude, that area where the Marathon was, it's the hood on the corner. But when you start walking in the neighborhood, them houses $700,000-800,000 for a 2-bedroom, you know? And you get up to the top of the mountain, you're talking about one of my buddies, he invited President Obama over his house, and they had a fundraiser at his house. You can walk from Marathon up to his 15,000 square foot mansion on the top of the hill looking at the Hollywood sign.
Ain't the Beverly Center like right there too? I know we went there right from there.
The Beverly Center is in Beverly Hills or something like that.
Oh, okay. I know we drove there from there.
Yeah, the Baldwin Hill Crenshaw Mall is in the street, and that's in the news as well. That was owned by a brother as well, and they've been making a play on him. You know, but I told him he really needed to tear that building down and go up with it, put some commercial real estate on top. I'm sorry, residential on top, commercial on the bottom, because that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to talk to him because he was pushing. You know, I'm fighting gentrification down the street in Lamar Park. And the gentrifiers were starting to connect with all the hip hop rappers. So I would coach all these cats and tell them what they asking you to do. I don't know if you remember, he had a relationship with the city.
Yeah.
He was working with the city where they was trying to get him to push that Vision 2020. And I was telling him what that really meant. You know what I'm saying? We had some deep discussions, but he got the picture of we wanted to buy all this real estate. But my point was, they built a train under the bottom of Crenshaw Boulevard, which is walking distance to the Marathon. Crenshaw and Sloss in that corner. They built a train under there, and they wasn't opening it. And I was telling everybody that train wasn't for us. You know what I'm saying? That train is not for us, y'all. They finna gentrify this area. So it's important that we buy up all the real estate around this thing. Because that corner, man, that real estate worked out. It's like $1 million for a little 2-bedroom right now. Right there in that area. All up and down Crenshaw. It's just crazy.
Wow. With Nipsey, talking more about Nipsey, do you believe that, answer yes or no if you can, that his death may have something to do with his plans to build up and take over the area? Like he said, he wanted to buy back the whole neighborhood. You think it could have been a correlation between that, in your opinion?
That's what made me scared for him. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it because we're talking about the wealthiest neighborhood of undervalued. You can go to SpaceX. It was 5 minutes up Crenshaw Boulevard, so they wanted that area. And when that happened, I already told Nipsey, you can't be talking too much about that.
because you're bringing too much positive energy to an area that every time it comes on the news, they talk about people dying and getting murdered and carjackings, and all of that brings the property value down. You know what I mean? Whenever you see all that crazy stuff in the news, I call it what do you call it? Warfare, economic. What do you call it? Something warfare.
Yeah. You know, that's the word too. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they use that to push the property value down in black neighborhoods. Right. Disaster economics. They call it disaster economics, and that's what pushes all the property values down in the neighborhood. So when you're coming in, you're saying, "Hey, well, we want to sell our house. You know, I think we can get about 5." They're like, "Oh, well, you know, the appraiser's telling you, oh no, some people got murdered at the corner, blah blah blah, drive-by shootings, all these liquor stores, probably get 220." Well, I'm like, well, I told my people when they do that, you make sure you let them know that SpaceX is up the street. Elon Musk don't map no money. You know what I'm saying? That's the living wage company where people making $300,000-400,000, and that's what kind of like help people. I don't know if y'all familiar, but Elon Musk, he got mad because they couldn't get black people out of that area fast enough, so he got mad and left. Y'all hear about that?
No.
Yeah, so you Google that, pull it up. He got mad and moved out of Hardline. He moved to Texas, and he went out there with a vengeance. They just taking people's houses, just building like crazy. But from an investment standpoint, I always tell people, you know, we got to stop looking for real estate just because it got granted and a swimming pool in the backyard or a nice closet. We got to start moving in neighborhoods where Elon Musk just moved in, so I'm buying something across the street, if that makes sense. You know, I want to be in walking distance from that neighborhood because the property value is going to skyrocket within the next couple of years. Just don't mention that he's thinking of moving to this area will make the property value jump up 30%. By the time a store actually gets there, that house will jump from $200,000 to all of a sudden it'll be worth $2 million. You know? So us as a people, we got to stop looking to buy houses just because it looks like we want it to look. We got to buy. I would take a raggedy 2-bedroom house that's falling down as long as it's by SpaceX or Tesla or what do you call it, Facebook, Instagram, any one of these billion-dollar corporations. Tyler Perry Studios. Like when I first met them, I started picking up properties around Tyler Perry Studios, and they were like, "You're crazy. That's the hood." You know, Bankhead, all of that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all seen that. T.I. had announced that he showed on his Instagram that he was building those. Yep. That was one of the most powerful moves I've seen the rapper make in years, y'all. I mean, I really got excited when I saw it.
Elaborate on that.
Yes, sir.
He bought some land in his old neighborhood where he said he grew up in Bankhead, which, by the way, Microsoft just bought in Bankhead. They buying that all up as best as possible. That is one of the baddest communities in Georgia. You know, right. Be very careful. You know, y'all know bad in neighborhoods is. Mm-hmm. So Microsoft made a big move, and they've been over there buying up a Bankhead because it's in. You see what I'm saying? Black neighborhood. So all of a sudden, T.I. announces that he bought a bunch of land over there, and he's been building. He's building a shopping center. He's building exactly what I was telling Nipsey. You got to have commercial on the bottom and residential on the top. So I heard him say something about community rooms and all of that. So these are the things that we're supposed to do to build up our community. But let me take y'all back. You remember when T.I. had announced way back in the days, maybe about a couple years ago, don't quote me on that. He came on his Instagram and he was walking out or somewhere and he was like, "We need to start buying land."
Yeah.
Don't buy forget that Louis Vuitton and all that other stuff. Y'all, we need to buy land.
All right, so that was that. All right, let me just pulling up the next segment. Put something on right quick. So y'all, what y'all think about these developments, or not so much developments, but what has been publicly disseminated? This information, especially when it comes to the real estate and the games going on in LA. Doesn't it seem like an affirmation to y'all that this is exactly what happened to Nipsey? Potentially amongst other things, but at its core, to actually have it carried out the way it was carried out, this seems like it would be, like a quote unquote golden incentive for his enemies or people that deemed him as a threat. Okay. Did they change this shit? Nah. What in the... Microsoft buying a property in Bankhead. T.I. starts doing the same thing. Suddenly T.I. Yeah, literally Blackson, I was thinking the same thing, bro, about that play. Like, who's he really in bed with about that? Or they try to blackball him, or because he made that big ass play. That is a huge play. There's no doubting that whatsoever, man. When I seen that or I found that out, I was like, damn, that boy really making moves because that's a huge play, bro.
That's right.
You like Paris?
I fuck with Paris. Yeah, I like it out here, man.
Yeah, is it your first time here?
This is my second time.
Second time?
Yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite place here?
You know what, man? I haven't really got a chance to like move around too much.
Yeah.
But I did the tourist stuff. You know what I mean? Eiffel Tower and all of that. I gotta get my feet wet though. You know what I mean? So far, the studio been my best experience out here, though.
Oh, you went to the studio here?
Yeah, last night.
So you work with a French artist or only for you?
You said would I or did I?
Did I? Yeah.
Nah, I was actually in there with Smoke Dizza and with Ryan Lex.
Smoke Dizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you work with a French artist?
Yeah, most definitely.
You know French artists?
I'm not fully up on the French hip hop scene, nah.
Okay,
I know that it's big out here though.
Yeah, it's big, yeah.
I'm not all the way up on it though.
So you fuck with the French crowd when you go on stage?
Yeah, they showed me love last time. You know what I'm saying? It was surprising, and they said it's bigger this time. You know what I mean? So I fuck with France.
And you speak French?
Nah, man. I'm learning though.
I gotta teach you some French, bro.
Yeah, I'm learning.
What you want to learn right now?
Man, what you say? What they learned? They told me. Man, what they say?
Was a question? Was it like?
Nah, I obviously. Damn, I done forgot all my French. I don't know no French that much.
Tell me in English and we will try to translate.
Nah, I was just trying to figure out the words that they told me last night. It was simple shit though, like thank you.
To say
hello,
merci?
Merci, exactly.
Merci. So, what you want to learn something? I can teach you something you can use every day.
I need a whole script though, not just one line. I gotta really learn.
Okay, so
yeah.
I will let you learn with a teacher, a real teacher.
Yeah, man. Y'all language is crazy though. It sounds dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's a different sound, than English.
Yeah. We got the you can.
Yeah.
You can do that. No, y'all can't do that. Okay. What advice would you give to a French upcoming rapper that want to pursue their dream in rap?
I would give the same advice to any artist, French, American. I would give the same advice to any artist, and I would say, just nothing beat hard work, nothing beat like willpower. When you determine, when you got your mind on something, you serious about it, and you working toward it. So that would be my only advice to anybody. Just
real talk.
Yeah, raise your level with it, take it to that level.
And how does it feel to be like one of the more important West Coast rapper right now with the comeback of the West Coast scene?
Yeah.
How does it?
I mean, that feel good, man. We built a whole movement out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we come from an era of no movement on the West. We grew up and we watched the movement, and then we got old enough, it was over with. And we had to build a new one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took time. So to see the West shining like how we shining right now, it's big, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep going.
Yeah, it's crazy to see you with YG back in the day. It would be like impossible, like kind of.
Nah, I mean, you seen Mac 10 with Dub C.
Yeah.
You seen Quick with Snoop.
Yeah. So
you seen Suge with Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm from LA, you know what I mean? So even on some just gangbang politicking, our hoods we come from, when you talking about YG, they on the other side of town. You know what I mean? And we ain't really ever had no wars or like, he from Compton. You know what I'm saying? Our stuff different in LA than it is in Compton, and it's different beefs, and it ain't just Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
It's like actual neighborhoods that, you know what I'm saying, don't get along with each other. in his neighborhood, in my neighborhood, I ain't really ever had no issue like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But it's like, you know, even on the streets, you know, at a certain level, you know, you got other common ground. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense.
All right. And you know, there is a lot of big artists from California that blowing up, like T-Fly, you, Tidal. No, you was there since a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
Tidal, Assign,
Yeah.
YG,
Yeah.
Kid Ink.
Yeah.
What's his how can you explain that like movement?
Man, all them dudes been working. Everybody united, they been working hard.
Yeah.
And they got, you know what I'm saying, dope music.
Yeah.
You know, so it makes
Mustard
sense.
too, DJ Mustard.
Yeah, you know, Mustard. He going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
T-Fly, you know, he a writer, he a songwriter. He wrote a gang of hits beside his own stuff, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we was right there. That all happened in the same place, you know what I'm saying? You know, Ty Dolla $ign going crazy, you know what I mean, doing his thing. Kid Ink. That, like, everybody you name, we all got history with each other.
Yeah.
You know, Kid Ink actually, you know what I mean, produced, like, one of my first records. You
Really?
know what I mean?
That's
yeah.
crazy.
You know, he's also a dope producer.
Yeah.
Outside of being a dope
I know he
artist.
used to be a producer before he rapped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both. He did both, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think me and YG might have rapped on one of Mustard's first beats. I remember Mustard told me, like, bitches ain't shit.
Yeah.
One of the first beats he produced, you know?
Okay.
And then to see him, you know what I mean, take it where he taking it, where he took it to. T-Fly, like, again, we was all in the same studio together. You know, when I was doing Crenshaw, T-Fly was doing his Annie Ariote, original mixtapes and all that. You know what I mean? That's why I got so many records with T-Fly, because he was down the hall. I was in this room, he was in the next room.
Okay.
And then it was a time before he made This D.
This year.
And then it was a day when that record came out and his mixtape dropped and it was on the radio, so we seen all that happen. And he got his deal, you know what I'm saying? And he put his, you know, his squad on it.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we seen that all happened in the same place. So, you know, everybody unite. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was on YG first mixtape.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
you know, to see where he took it to, took his thing to, you know? J-Rock, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was all on tour with Game, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it been like, everything, we all got history with each other. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What is your favorite song for Maybach music? Maybach's.
My favorite song for Maybach? Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Mine is the one with Dom Kennedy, because like this one is crazy.
Which one?
The Real Nigga Shit.
Oh, you talking about on Mailbox? Man.
Yeah, Maybach.
I thought you said, what's my favorite song from Maybach music?
No, Maybach's.
Mailbox.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. The accent, man.
I say Maybach?
Yeah, it sounded like you said Maybach.
Okay, no, I didn't say that.
Shout out to Maybach, though.
Yeah, shout out to them, too. Yeah, I heard you was about to sign with them. Was it true?
We was talking. I was talking to Rose, you know, at a time earlier. You know what I mean? And he, you know what I'm saying, just gave me some game, and it was, you know what I mean, you know, just helped me with my situation when I was trying to figure out where I was going to go indie or where I was going to do a deal and all that. You know, he was giving me advice. And, you know what I'm saying, offered an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, which was like, to me, to do records with me and to work with me, that was the opportunity. And, you know what I mean, have a relationship with me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, I fuck with Rose for that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know.
So what's your favorite song from Maybach's?
Man, I would probably say right now, Smoking Killer.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, Status Symbol. Or Overtime.
Okay.
My shit changed up though. You know, I be having modes. But right now, they're probably my 3 favorites.
How do you choose your strategy? Like 2 years ago, you dropped a project and you sold it for 100.
Yeah,
and
Crenshaw.
for free too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you did 1,000 with Maybach's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How do you find this? First time I heard that, I was like, damn, he's crazy, like for real, bro. And like it works, like good. How do you find this kind of strategy?
You know what I'm saying? Just we grinding, man. We trying to think of new ways to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
How many you sold with?
Which one? Crenshaw?
The last one, yeah.
Crenshaw, we sold 1,000.
1,000 for real?
400, yeah.
That's crazy.
$100 each. And then so far, mailbox money, we moved about like 60 of them.
For real?
Yeah.
That's money.
Yeah, you know. And, you know,
That's dope.
I know who them people are that bought it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got an app. Me and Ryan Leslie, you know what I mean? Working together on like an app.
Okay.
And so I got I know who them people are, and I've been communicating with them, and you know what I'm saying? It's dope to, you know, talk to a person that spent $1,000 on your music.
Yeah.
And have an understanding of, you know what I
So
mean?
you got real fans, like real people that follow you.
Yeah, you know, and you know, they don't know, but they, by spending that rack, they gonna get other things, you know what I mean? Unexpectedly. They might get music that nobody else get. I release it to their email. Or, you know, things like artwork, framed up pictures that signed, or like dope shit that I'm gonna just be giving my Proud to Pay members, you know what I'm saying?
Keenan had completed
that won't
his
be
book.
for sale, it'll just be for being on the team, you know?
Yeah. What's the best part about the tour?
Man, best part about the tour, you know, I like getting on that stage, man. I like performing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just getting the energy from the people. That's what make you go back in the studio, you know what I'm saying? So I love doing that. You know, and just seeing other places, man. You know, breathing this air out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the worst part?
The worst part, you know,
Missing LA.
missing your folks. You know, I got a daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So missing my little girl, being away from your fam, you know what I'm saying? But we all know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody play their position in our family.
Yeah.
So I play mine.
All right. I wanted to teach you French, but you didn't want. So now you gotta teach me some Crenshaw shit, bro.
Nah, don't say I didn't want. You know, I need to learn the language.
No.
Man, nah, you know, I don't know, man. Some Crenshaw shit. You might have to listen to that mailbox money or that Crenshaw. Listen to Crenshaw.
Good answer.
Listen to Crenshaw. You want some Crenshaw shit? You know what I'm saying?
All right, good answer. I was glad to be with you today, and
we appreciate it.
I will be at the show. Oh, you got a tattoo
tonight?
today? You gonna do a tattoo?
I might, yeah. I'm gonna holler at my man. You know what I mean? So we gonna try to figure it out.
Okay, how many tattoos? Oh, you can't count.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I ain't counted in a while.
What's the more hurting tattoo you made?
The most painful tattoo.
It's painful, yeah.
You know, crazy enough. Your wrist hurt right here. That hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the back of your ear, that little bone back there hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that shit regular though. You know?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah. Hello. Yep.
What up? It's Neighborhood Nip Hussle. Y'all tuned in to the Turn Up Show with Baloo on Generation.
Hey, yo, I love watching interviews from that era, from that mailbox money era, because I feel like that's when Nipsey really like ascended into being a god. You feel me? Whether it's a god of this rap shit, or just a god as a man. You feel me? Real shit. And he says, and be here for a while. He says, before you get this shit, you gotta lose it all. Then you find yourself and see that you was a god, and that's real shit. You feel me? And I feel like he really did find himself as a god, and that's why he was able to spit such immaculate knowledge and gems on mailbox money. That shit was different, bro. So I love watching these interviews from that era, man, because the energy is different, and you could see the growth in Nipsey and the way that he even speaks or what he speaks about.
Short time.
Damn, I missed this video.
It's Young Hussle in the house. You already know how this shit go. Marathon. Whoa. Hey.
That's literally where I stopped reading. I gotta come on the internet for this shit. I think I got a premiere going on in a couple minutes too, but this is way more important. Let's get over to that. Let's get over to that article, man. Damn.
Got a couple of them. Okay, let's turn on the slots a little bit. You should be knocking. What's up, Monk? Ronald Ward? What's up? Ward. From Los Angeles? Your sister be in cahoots with little AD from the 60s? I'm watching. All right, let's get over here to this though, man. Los Angeles. Let's get this fucking camera off of here. No book. Yes, sir. All right. Blacks be watching, man. I'll be on my game. I'll be on point. Let's go. Salute the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Let's go, man. Let's get this camera off here. Let's talk about this, man. So let's see what we got to talk about first. Los Angeles revealed how LAPD targeted Nipsey Hussle's street corner and store. How about that? Police, I'm saying, fuck 12, by the way. Police sent patrols to stop people around the Marathon clothing store. Hold on, let's turn on the flash just a little bit more, y'all. Don't mind me. Them shits be knocking. Salute OG Juice Rock. All right, so these police, man, running around here, they sent patrols to stop people around the Marathon clothing store. Records are showing this. As Hussle's brother, Black Sam speaks, as Hussle's brother tells The Guardian, everybody would get harassed. Everybody. So Sam Levin, unleavened bread. Buddy looks, yeah, Sam Levin. Boom, right here. Sunday, November the 7th. We all fucking slap ourselves for missing this shit. The Los Angeles Police Department targeted the late... Oh, this shit is big than a motherfucker. There we go. The Los Angeles Police Department targeted the late rapper Nipsey Hussle's street corner and the Marathon clothing store before his death in 2019, labeling the intersection a hot spot for crime and sending special patrols that stopped and questioned people in the area, according to records reviewed by The Guardian. Hussle, whose name became synonymous with the corner of Crenshaw Boulevard and Slauson Avenue, spent years investing in projects in the area until he was fatally shot at the intersection in March 2019. City leaders publicly mourned the artist and entrepreneur, but it was revealed soon after his death that LA law enforcement leaders had been quietly targeting his business with a criminal investigation, alleging it was a site of gang activity. Well, it was. You know, we got to be honest about that. It was. But fuck 12 though. Internal records obtained by the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition and shared with The Guardian shed new light on how LAPD invested resources into policing at Crenshaw and Slauson, suggesting that for years the department focused enforcement efforts around the community gathering spot where Hussle had bought commercial space and was working to redevelop a corner strip mall. Okay, so this over here is in quotes. It was a target point. It was like everybody walking out of the shop would get harassed or arrested. Samuel Asgenam, Nipsey Hussle's brother. The files, which were acquired through public records request. Who's been with me? Who's been with me these last couple of days, y'all? I'm saying it was built in the middle of exactly, Ronald. That's to be expected. Exactly. Everybody got tribe out there. Like, what the fuck they expect? That's the dirty game that they play, though. Who's been with me, y'all? Let's go. Let's talk about this. Let's interject real quick because we're going to be lap running with this. I told you guys yesterday or the day before that I be knowing these records requests like the back of my hand. I've been trying to get this Kerry Lathan shit out and some other things, so I haven't had time to go through these. But regardless, I be knowing. So even if you just type in Nipsey here, boom, boom, boom. Go to apply filters. All right. These numbers right here for the requests, for the records requests, they have changed. Subsequently, I'm not exactly sure when they changed. I know this one's still to be the same, 20967, but the rest of these motherfucking numbers have changed. I knew that something was up. I just didn't know that this would be it. So they call themselves, let me not do too much speculating, but I got a theory on what happened there. They tried to rearrange some things, I think. I bet you some of them records are going to be changed around. We're going to have some shit tightened up. But guess what, Los Angeles County and all you devil cuz motherfuckers. Look here, devil cuz. You know what I'm saying? We finna stomp a mud hole in any and all devil ass. And you got to be quicker than that because Blackson got all them fucking shit. I got them all already, the originals. All of them. You know? All of them. So let's go. Let's go. Ain't no snatching shit off the internet. Blackson already got it. Look, the files were acquired through public records requests, which were acquired through public records requests, are part of the coalition's new report on data-driven LAPD initiatives that will be released on Monday. Okay, that's good. That's good, right? That's going to be this over here. The automating banishment, the surveillance and policing of looted land. Let's go. God will rise. I told y'all different out there in LA. I told y'all different. I'm about to show you some shit after this too. And y'all finna wake up. You know what I'm saying? My people out there in Los Angeles, y'all finna wake up to who the fuck y'all are. I'm saying y'all the key to unlock everything. Y'all are the key. You just gotta stop killing each other. Y'all gotta unite. The report scrutinizes on some hocus pocus shit. The report scrutinizes a controversial and now shuttered LAPD program called Operation Laser, an acronym for Los Angeles Strategic Extraction and Restoration. That's cute, Los Angeles County. Which aimed to prevent crime and restore peace. Yeah, no, that was a property snatch and grab and lock niggas up and keep them inside of the criminal justice system. It's the new age form of slavery. That's what that was, Los Angeles County. Let's call it spade a spade. Launched in 2011, the program purported to use data to identify chronic offenders, okay, and specific locations linked to gun violence and gangs in an effort to extract criminal activity from communities. Is that right? That's cute too. You know what I'm saying? That's also cute, Los Angeles County. You motherfuckers, you. Where'd all them damn guns come from? Rest in peace to Gary Webb. You know, a man that was ruled by Los Angeles Coroner, died of a suicide with 2 gunshot wounds, self-inflicted, to the side of his own head. He uncovered the crack flag group, in Nicaraguan war, Gary Webb, Iran-Contra, where our government was bringing in crack and drugs of other sorts, and also guns in our communities. Rest in peace to Gary Webb. Let's run it back. Launched in 2011, the program purported to use data to identify chronic offenders and specific locations linked to gun violence and gangs in an effort to extract criminal activity from communities. But critics said the initiative was ineffective and biased, and that it enabled surveillance, racial profiling, and harassment of Black and Latino residents with little oversight. In the face of backlash, LAPD discontinued Laser in 2019. Acknowledged its results had been inconsistent. Yeah, I'd say. What was that cocksucker's name that created Cal Games? Said that racist piece of shit. Samuel Asghedom, Hussle's brother and business partner, told The Guardian He did not know of Operation Laser, but was not surprised to learn that the initiative focused on their store and the surrounding plaza. It was a target point. It was like everybody walking out of the shop would get harassed or arrested. Mass stops at Crenshaw and Slauson. The full extent of the operation, targeting Hussle and his businesses is unclear. Hussle had raised questions. It's about the fucking Rome is burning. God is good, man. Let's go. Fuck them. Hussle had raised questions about the department's activities in his community long before the start of the program. In a 2013 interview, he said officers would regularly stop and question people and collect their information for no reason. That's 100% accurate. These motherfuckers are on the record saying shit like this. Let's talk about it. NPR, let me holla at you. Holla, holla, holla. Let me holla at you, NPR. Saying let's talk about Cal gangs. Let's talk about Cal gangs. I'm saying let's go. Blackson with the facts, man. Skip the cap. Let's talk about this shit. Saying this is what they've been doing to our people out there, man. They've been fucking them over for the longest time. A devil about to get his motherfucking knee up off the proverbial neck of our people out there. I'm saying fuck that. Motherfuckers, we crucifying everybody too. It ain't no desk jobs and cutting shit. Them days is fucking over. It ain't none of that. So there's a motherfucker, as I like to call him. Hold on, let me go to my notes. Give me 1 second. Let me flip to my page here. Got it right here, actually. Glad I put these shits. I was working on that Kerry Lathan edit too. Wes. Was it Wes? Some motherfucker that created that Cal Gang shit. NPR, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go to the next page here. Bam. Give me a minute, y'all. We on the fly with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a Lap Runner podcast. Let's go. Wes. Let's type that in. Let's go to Wes. Hey, there we go. Yep, Wes. Number 2. Here we go. Wes McBride. This motherfucker right here. Oh, piece of shit. Wes McBride. Alright, this guy. I'm saying, oh yeah. Saying this motherfucker, a whole ass racist. Let's copy this image address. You get him up here. I'm saying, put your dirty ass on blast, boy. I'm saying, that motherfucker right here. You can't look at that Saxon and tell he racist and a bitch. Say you blind. Look at him. Judge the whole book by its cover. Alright? Over here. Let's talk about this shit. Carmichael, before Nipsey was born, even before Kerry joined the Rolling 60s, law enforcement was figuring out a way to track people all over California. This is Wes McBride in quotes. My name is Wes McBride. Wes is a former sergeant of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. And I was in charge of Cal gangs. In fact, helped design it. Wes is retired now, but back in the 70s, he patrolled East Los Angeles, okay, home to a large part of LA's Hispanic population in gangs like the Mariana and the Juarez. Every time they rolled up on someone they thought might be a gang member, officers would fill out something they called an FI or a field interview report. McBride says this, okay? They're talking to the motherfucker in this podcast. He says, and you use it anytime you stop somebody. And then what he says is unintelligible here. He's up to no good, but you can't prove anything, so you fill out a field interview report. And if you can't prove anything, it's mad in the host. If you can't prove anything, why would you fill out an FI? Well, because you already know he's dirty. I mean, you already know he's dirty. I mean, he's doing something like driving down the side street with his lights out, and they'd ask, why are you writing me a ticket? I said, I'm not writing you a ticket. This is called the field interview report. And when you go down here and shoot somebody, then I have your name already and a description of your car and all of that. So I suggest you guys be cool tonight. This is the motherfucker that was upper echelon Los Angeles Police Department that said this shit to national public fucking radio. He said this shit to national public radio. And when you go down here and shoot somebody, this mother racist piece of shit. This is the type of shit that they've been dealing with in Los Angeles. This is what they've been dealing with. Mass stops at Crenshaw and Slauson. The full extent of the operation targeting Hussle and his business is unclear. Hussle had raised questions about the department's activities in his community. Long before the start of the program, in a 2013 interview, he said officers would regularly stop and question people and collect their information for no reason. And we just got clarification that is 100% fact from Mr. Wes McBride, the creator of fucking Cow Gangs. Let's go. Let's talk some more. But it appears that LAPD first brought the laser program to Crenshaw and surrounding neighborhoods in 2015, identifying 6 zones of interest, corridors that allegedly had high crime rates. Within those zones, LAPD selected specific locations to target, known as anchor points. The Crenshaw and Slauson location was marked as an anchor point in 2016, one of about 5 locations targeted in the district. By 2019, before the program was shuttered, the city had roughly 70 anchor points across Los Angeles. Who wants to take a $5 bet that all 70 of those anchor points are in designated opportunity zones? I'd be willing to wager. I got a $5 bill that says every one of those anchor points is inside of a designated opportunity zone. By 2019, the program was shuttered. The city had roughly 70 anchor points across Los Angeles, which included businesses, homeless encampments, parks, sidewalks, and train stations. Of course, the train station. Of course. Hussle, who was 33 when he died, had deep ties to the plaza. Age 14 on up, this is in quotes, age 14 on up, my whole life took place on these 4 corners, he said of the intersection in an interview in 2010. There's Marquise Harris Dawson, Cowboy, rest in peace to Fats, Stephen Donaldson, there's J-Rock in the background, and hello, Big Boy. Nipsey Hussle left at the grand opening of the Marathon clothing store in 2017. The photograph here is by Jorge Peniche. The artist and entrepreneur spoke openly about gang culture in the neighborhood and being a part of the Rolling 60s, a local Crips gang at a young age. He also said he wanted to invest in economic opportunities for his community with projects led by locals, instead of allowing outside groups to gentrify his neighborhood. You know where he got that? Where that ideology was invited into Nip? That was Dexter Brown. Salute to Dexter Brown. Butter Vision. Salute to Dexter Brown. They tried to write bro out of their history. I'm saying five years that were like pivotal years. Salute to Dexter Brown. Throughout the years, Hussle and his brother ran several stores on the corner, including an apparel store called Slauson Tees, which opened in 2006. Hussle opened the Marathon clothing store in 2017 with a launch event on the 17th of June. In the days after the grand opening, LAPD intensified its presence on the block. The internal records suggest, picture that, a patrol mission report from 21 through the 27th of June suggests that officers were deployed to the anchor point at Hussle's intersection in a crime suppression effort. During that week, at the location and surrounding blocks, LAPD recorded 58 stops, but made only 7 arrests, suggesting that for the vast majority of people stopped or detained, there was no probable cause to arrest them. We're here every day selling clothes, so there's less crime. This is something that y'all should be happy about, but instead, their whole goal was just to shut it down. Samuel Askenazi said, their whole goal, Sam, was to steal that from y'all. The whole goal was to steal that from y'all. And I'm sure that Sam is being, choice with his words here. That's okay. That's what y'all got blacks in here for. To bust it down for y'all. The game is so cold with these devils out here. So then we'll wait for this. But the game is so cold with them out here. We're going to be taking a look at right here is the paperwork, right? As you see, City Mayor Eric Garcetti's name at the top up there. This paperwork is March 7, 2016. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. We're going to take a look at some of the infractions that were incurred by the previous owners of the property, which would have been Jung So Lee and Ho Hang Lee. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit more here. This was the goal. So we're not going to get too much into the CNAP conversation right now, but basically those infractions roll over. It doesn't matter who is the owner of the property or in control of the deed. If there's an infraction, there is no clean slate when there's a transfer of property title or any of that. It all rolls over. Oh, and the kicker, they don't have to tell you about any of that. Loophole to fuck you out of your property. This is the deed of trust. Okay? Boom. Scroll down some more. Let's look at how cold of a game this is. I'm saying these motherfuckers, just like David Gross said, they play the long game, man. They will surely try to find a way to fuck us. No, he didn't say try. He said they will surely find a way to fuck us. That's what he said. Let me get that right. As we keep scrolling down here, eventually we're gonna run into. Oh, there's a lot. This paperwork says a lot. This paperwork says a whole hell of a lot. But we'll get into some of these damn infractions. El Segundo, just showing some of the rest of the property. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. This is how cold the game was. These infractions kept rolling over. Okay, this is how much these motherfuckers hated Nip and his team. The date compliance obtained March 31st, 2011. Okay, so what this means is from this day forward, this is going to be your date that you can escape, March 31st. But you got to complete like a calendar year. So it's got to go from March 31st to March 31st, infraction free, and then you're good. Then you're out of the CNAP program until something else happens at your property. So these infractions kept rolling over from March 31st of 2011, expected date. Okay. This is, let's just put it blatantly. The game is so cold with these motherfuckers. They did kill Nip, but they were gonna utilize Nip's death. Nip's death was gonna be the final infraction against the citywide nuisance abatement program. They were gonna kill Nip, and they were gonna utilize his death to steal his property from him. That is a cold fucking game. That's cold. That's cold-blooded. Thank God for the New York Daily Mail or whoever it was that whistle blew on that situation. They shed light on it and they had to back off. They couldn't go through with that. But they were waiting it out, just like David Gross said. They were playing the long game. I said, it's over for you motherfuckers now, though. The world is starting to wake up. Now we got to use this momentum here, family, and really press the line. No bullshit. No bullshit. This is big time, man. That's what they was finna do to bro. They was gonna kill him on his own property and use his own death to steal his property from him. That's fucked up. Saying we finna crucify you motherfuckers for that. Believe that. Off chance, Black Sam, you ever hear this, bro? On God and my mother's tombstone, bro. You ever call me and tell me it's wartime? I'm with all the action, boss. And went over there in that sandbox for this piece of shit country. You damn right I got your back, bro. Let's go. Tap in with Blackstone. Let me know. I'm on deck. Let's get back to this article. In a mission, the following week, LAPD stopped 103 people and made only 3 arrests. The records say LAPD was looking for a robbery suspect described only as a black male between 16 and 18 years old. What's that? What's that, family? Like half of the fucking Crenshaw district? My God. You know? So the stops could carry serious consequences, even without arrest. As part of the laser program, officers would routinely fill out field interview cards, just like we saw on NPR. For civilians, they questioned, even if they weren't taken to jail, and would put their information into LAPD databases, which could later be used against them. Police across the city have allegedly used the cards to falsely label people as gang members and to collect their social media information. This is another cold play with them. This is why we did not see Nipsey's name on the Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LLC paperwork, right? And we know that, if you don't know, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to bust out all the receipts right now. Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LLC, that is the entity that owns 3420 West Slauson Avenue. Whose name is on that paperwork? David Gross and Black Sam. Nipsey's name could not be on that paperwork because, according to Cal Gangs and how the power structure is set up and the laws there, every time that Nipsey would have stepped onto his own property since he was inside of the Cal Gang shit, that would have counted as another infraction as well against the citywide nuisance abatement program. It's cold. That's why Nip could not be listed on that paperwork. Them brothers was ahead of it. They were on it. They were on it. Chess players. LAPD was speculatively criminalizing the location, said Shakir Rahman, a Stop LAPD spying organizer and lawyer. Oh, man, this might open up a fucking can. Let's go, man. These are the people that I need to talk to. Shakir Rahman. Hold on, family. I'm taking notes. These are the people that I need to be talking to. Rahman. The data that the officers collected could then be used to justify further targeting, he added. Police are deployed to these locations, armed with what they're told are these data-driven trends. But those trends are just the racial profiling that police have always done. In one 2016 paper, the architect of the laser program explicitly argued that LA crime data showed how certain violent crimes were more likely to be located in areas where there is a higher percentage of African American residents. What does that say? They are gearing up. Here comes gentrification tenfold. We're about to really start pressing the line on this gentrification shit and push these niggas out. Hello. Oh, y'all motherfuckers gonna pay for what you did. Y'all gonna pay. The opening of the Marathon clothing store in 2017, this photograph was also by Jorge Paniche. As Gideon said, LAPD had frequently harassed his family and passerby at the plaza in the years leading up to the 2017 launch, at one point arresting him while he was working at one of the shops on his birthday for a probation violation. But the police activity escalated dramatically after the Marathon clothing launch, he said. Let's go, Black. Black telling it. Black telling it. Black telling it. Hold on, y'all. We gotta fire this damn Chrome back up again. Too much heat, I'll be back. Take a 2-minute break, go take a piss. Boom. All right, man, let's go. We back off in this thing. Let's go, y'all. Bam. Joe, too much truth. Whatever they be saying. Come on, let's go. Let's get back to it. Let's get rid of this little pop-up right here. Yes, sir. All right. Let's, just in case, we're gonna back it up a little bit. All right, boom. We'll back it up one paragraph, just in case it was acting funny, y'all didn't see that. In 2016, okay, oh shit, hold on. Let me drop a couple periods or something down there. Make sure our chat is up and running. Okay, yup, we good. And let's make sure we got this motherfucker going too. Damn. All right, good. Very well. Just in case I gotta pop up and look at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I gotta pop up. Let's go. Let's get back to it, man. Onward. What's going on, karate cuz? All right, 2016, in one 2016 paper, the architect of the laser program explicitly argued that the LA crime data showed how certain violent crimes were more likely to be located in areas where there is a higher percentage of African American residents. Asgenam said LAPD had frequently harassed his family and passerby at the plaza in the years leading up to the 2017 launch, at one point arresting him while he was working at one of his shops on his birthday for a probation violation. But the police activity escalated dramatically after the marathon clothing launch, he said. It was like every 10 minutes a police car is coming through the lot and officers are hopping out. It was nonstop, he said. In one instance, LAPD even stopped and questioned shoppers who appeared to be tourists, he said. The shoppers turned out to be off-duty police officers from out of state. It became, don't come here if you don't want police contact. If you did have a warrant, you ain't coming to buy nothing from us. It was like, shit, I'm gonna get pulled over. I'm gonna get targeted, he said. Askedon said it felt as if the LAPD officers were angry about the success of the store, which was a source of pride for the local community and drew fans and supporters from across the United States. We're here every day selling clothes, so there's less crime. This is something that y'all should be happy about, but instead, the whole goal was to shut it down. The whole goal was to seize it from you guys. The whole goal was citywide nuisance abatement. They were gonna steal the property and not give you a dime for it. To tell you, get your black asses on. You're lucky we don't put you in jail also. That was the goal. The push to evict Nipsey Hussle. Operation Laser's focus on Crenshaw's loss appeared to continue for years, with one October 2018 map included in the records specifying the Marathon store among a group of addresses as an ongoing anchor point. Anchor point 3, Slauson Western. Anchor point 4, Slauson and Crenshaw. Boom, right there. Okay. I'll come back to that. I'm gonna take a look at that. Okay. The Stop LAPD spying report also raises fresh questions about Los Angeles' efforts to evict Hussle and his brother from the plaza. And David Gross. After Hussle's death, the New York Times uncovered that the city had been targeting his store as a nuisance property and the site of alleged gang activity, pressuring the landlord to evict the rapper and his business partners. That's right. That's correct. That's correct. Michelle Mitchell says, now y'all see why California sued and said, fuck the police. Every hood they targeted was good, high-class areas of Los Angeles, the best property, not worse. They target hardworking people, kids. That's right. And Maxine Waters didn't do nothing to stop. That's right. She's a piece of shit too. She's COINTELPRO. You know, she's counterintelligence. You know, she's the one that come out talking. She's a Samuel L. Jackson and the Django ass nigga. What you think of doing on that horse, boss? That's Maxine Waters. She counterintelligence. You know, let's go. I'll put that city under a microscope for the last damn near 3 years. I'll be seeing all the motherfuckers. I see them all. Saying Najee Ali, one of her henchmen. Saying fuck that nigga. Saying y'all better keep your head on a swivel for Denise Francis Woods too. If you don't know, now you know. Denise Francis Woods, keep your head on a swivel for her. After Hussle's death, the New York Times, they whistle blew. The New York Times uncovered the city had been targeting his store as a nuisance property and the site of alleged gang activity, pressuring the landlord to evict the rapper and his business partners. The whole fucking thing has to come down. All of it, exactly. Everybody. Nothing stays. Everything goes. Everything goes. Nobody stays. Exactly, Michelle. Bingo. The whole fucking thing burns and everybody gets nailed to a cross. Everybody. For what they've been doing for decades. LA nuisance abatement program allows the city to file evictions based on alleged criminal activity at a property, and records show that the city considered evictions a key strategy to address issues with laser anchor points. How about that? Picture that. And that's something. Let's get this secondary Wi-Fi hooked up so we don't have any connection issues. Solid. Emails reviewed by the group also suggest that some city law enforcement officials had communications with developers in South Central and other parts of the city about eviction and enforcement efforts. Yes, the fuck they did. That's right. Yes, the fuck they did. I'm hoping at some point in time we get the rest of the internet on board. You know what I'm saying? And start listening to Blackson. And don't just think, man, damn. Every time I give you guys a data point presentation by way of the data point perspective, I give you all the receipts. I'm not crazy, man. I do my homework. The judge for the grand jury testimony was in cahoots with Steve Soberoff and the city attorney's office, y'all. The fucking judge, man. The judge for the grand jury to indict Eric Ronald Holder had been in cahoots on the real estate side of things with Steve Soberoff, Michael Führer, about commercial real estate and development. They're development buddies. Let me run that back because I'm seeing them. Shit look like it's tripping over here for whatever reason. Hopefully we got a stable connection. The fuck going on? Drop an elbow on that like button. Let's go, y'all. Let's go to the download. Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna look for a quick second. If I can find it real quick, fast and in a hurry, then I'm gonna show it to y'all. If not, we'll come back to it. I got a breakdown coming for him. I got a breakdown coming for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit though. I'll be keeping an eye on Rimpaw. Saying if any of y'all know Rimpaw, I would be keeping an eye on him. I better be watching Denise Francis Woods. Y'all better be watching Rimpaw. Run a lap on Rimpaw's family name, Roussel. Ask Rimpaw how come he's the only nigga named McKenzie really within his family. What happened to your last name? Ask him some questions about that. Ask him how he got all that damn activists on Instagram all the time with burners and shit like that and don't ever get arrested. Talking about he's the Uber for lean. Right on Instagram, like all day, every day. I better watch that nigga. Judge Odo. This motherfucker right here. Bam. There he is. I better watch him too. That was your
Choose rock beats.
That's your judge for the grand jury transcripts. I did some more paperwork on his ass. I be putting these motherfuckers under a microscope, y'all. I be studying them. All of them. This fool was in cahoots with Sober Off, man. Like a motherfucker. He was in crazy cahoots with Sober Off. Anyways, though, we can talk about that later. Let's get back to this. Emails reviewed by the group also suggest that some law enforcement officials had communications with developers in South Central. Imagine that. And other parts of the city about eviction and enforcement efforts. The emails, the reports, hold on. The emails the report's authors argue show that data-driven policing programs target areas with growing interest from real estate developers and have accelerated gentrification and displacement there. Asgadon said that he and his brother had worked hard to make the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson a positive force in the neighborhood, and he argued that their shops had helped reduce crime in the neighborhood, not perpetuate it. The landlord supported them, he said. He was making money. We were making improvements to the lot. He tried to voice that to the police. Oh, when did they dredge up this interview? They must have dredged up, this must be old. Talking about the landlord was okay with that. Yeah, this must be in, this must be in some of them, where did Sam say this? This is old in the context they're using it. He was making money. We were making improvements. Okay. To the lot. He tried to voice that to the police and they didn't give a fuck about none of that. They said, we're trying to label this as a city nuisance, and if you don't sever their lease, we're going to seize the lot from you. How about that? How about that? When the fuck did Sam say this? When the hell did Sam say that? Okay, my bad, Karate Cup. When did Sam say, I can turn the microphone up too. When did Sam say that? I'm curious. I'd like to know when Sam said that. When did this take place? Anyways, moving forward, Nipsey Hussle at the Marathon Clothing Store in 2017. Or hit Paniche with Idris Sandu also. Instead of evicting them, the landlord sold the property to Hussle and his business partners, which they considered a huge accomplishment, Asgadon said. But even after Hussle's death, the city continued to target the shop with a nuisance case, Asgadon said. It felt like a cat and mouse game. Their agenda was, whatever they are doing over there, crush it, stop it, said Asgadon. It's unclear to what extent that data collected through laser may have been used to target the Marathon store for eviction in the final year of his life. The city attorney's office, which was pursuing the eviction, declined to comment. Of course they've declined to comment. Naturally. They're fucked. They are fucked. They are fucked. It is up to every single one of you guys. It is up to every single one of us to be pressing a line on this, to be sharing this shit. You have to share this information. It is up to us to help them. This is a golden opportunity. You guys are the ones that make shit go viral. Us, by sharing shit and talking about it and seeing the level of fucking corruption. This is our fucking link right here. This is it. Let's not miss this opportunity. We could start a whole ass fire, Blackson has all of the fucking data points to go right along with this article to show that those motherfuckers assassinated Nip. I can prove all the connections. All of them. All of it. I need to get off into these documents and see what they say. Boy, I got something for them. It's unclear to what extent that data collected Yep. They declined to comment. Of course they did. Of course they did. You guys remember this friendly jostling here that happened? Right? This was a whole ass threat from Michael Fury at the city attorney's office on February 13th, 2019. They're trying to get David Gross to come up to their office so they could get him to sign up with COINTELPRO. And David Gross told him to go fuck themselves. I'm riding with Nip and the family. They're like, is that right, nigga? Okay, no problem. We got something for you. LAPD said, we're trying to label this as a city nuisance, and if you don't... Okay, we already read that. Over the years, they had serious discussions about whether to move the shop elsewhere, where they might face less police harassment. But ultimately, Asganon said his brother refused to leave Crenshaw and Slauson. Asganon said he and the other business partners eventually decided to temporarily close down the plaza so that the city could no longer claim it was a nuisance. Hallelujah. What did I tell ya? You know what I'm saying? Negro Damas is a motherfucker. Hello. Know what I'm saying? Now it comes out. Somebody throw a dozen fucking roses at Blackson. Hello. You know what I mean? I told y'all. I faced so much backlash for that bullshit. I told everybody about that. Oh my God. I showed everybody the fucking city minutes. I showed everybody where to go get them, and niggas still looked at me like I was damn crazy. That's just the 60s and that's that. No, niggas. It's way deeper than that. I told everybody that the reason why that fucking gate went up was that so they actually put that gate up to save the property. Hello. I would be watching Skip Townsend if I was y'all in Los Angeles. I would be watching him. You remember Skip Townsend came on to me like, man, David Gross done put this damn fence up to keep us from celebrating over here, man. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit, man. Fuck David Gross, man. We want to celebrate Nipsey. We know you didn't like Nip, Skip. Hello. You're on the record saying that shit. You're like, what the fuck that little nigga doing at the table, man? The little nigga. I'm supposed to be there. He's openly admitted, I did not fuck with Nipsey. I had some jealousy, envy, and hate in that fuck shit narrative. But that was Skip was harboring that shit, and that was out of his own mouth. And, Skip works with the gang reduction and all that shit. We be having them city contract. Skip be like wiggled right up next to who, hold on, man. I'm saying they be, niggas be comfortable. You don't think Skip knew what he was doing when he was demonizing David Gross? I mean, we can't celebrate up here, man. This is bullshit. David Gross trying to keep this from us, the people of South Central. No, nigga, nice try. No, he was trying to preserve it by putting up that fence, and your black ass knew that. You damn well knew that, Skip. You knew that. But you work with them. You COINTELPRO. I would keep an eye on Skip Townsend if I was you. Everybody in South Central, I would keep an eye on Skip Townsend. He's not to be trusted at all. Let's get back over to this, man. Asganon said, let's go, man. Skip have barber station fill out all his fucking document for funding a fucking weirdo. Let's go, Michelle. Michelle be knowing. Come on, let's go. That's why I be fucking with the Mecca the most, man. I be loving y'all. I be loving talking to y'all because y'all know a nigga not crazy. Rest of the fucking internet be thinking I'm crazy, but y'all be knowing. As I don't even be paying attention to like a lot of internet. I'll be like, nah. If Los Angeles don't get on my head about something, are we good? Y'all know I'll be doing my fucking homework. I be knowing. saying salute to the Mecca, man. As Ganam said, he and the other business partners eventually decided to temporarily close down the plaza so that the city could no longer claim it was a nuisance. In the future, he hopes to reopen the Steve's Barbershop at the location to give free haircuts to youth and to launch a youth center there, along with some kind of museum or gathering spot where fans can pay tribute to his brother. What else did I tell y'all? What else did I tell y'all about Keita Trotter? What else did I tell y'all about that damn debacle and the clubhouse controversy? Didn't I tell y'all I be watching them niggas, all of them niggas? So they sat up and told us that they ran a play on Karen Civil, allegedly. All them niggas is in fucking cahoots. All of them. That was a play for the internet. And then she tried to get that one by us like, yeah, the Marathon clothing store is moving to Melrose. Huh? Huh? Oh, it is? Okay. 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 So be watching them. They not to be trusted. They not to be trusted. Nip wanted to stay in the area and inspire the youth. And we want people to know this is something that Nip bought, knowing where Nip started and where Nip took it to. LAPD declined to respond. Of course they did. LAPD declined to respond to repeated requests for comment about the laser program and the Marathon store. LAPD's deadly record in South LA laser zones. Operation Laser. Motherfucker loud in my ear. Hold on. Operation Laser's reach in South Central went far beyond the Marathon clothing. The Stop LAPD Spying Report documents incidents of police violence that occurred in laser zones, arguing that these surveillance and extraction tactics can be deadly. That part, Junior. I appreciate that, Michelle. I appreciate that. I'm really trying to. Let's go, man. Keith Bursey. Let's go. Rest in peace to Keith Bursey. Synchronicities. Another thing, man, this whole article about to tell y'all better fucking get on board with blacks. And I'm saying anybody that be scrutinizing me or hating on a nigga because I be harboring an energy, be screaming at the fucking internet, it's because I be knowing, so it be frustrating the fuck out of me that I don't got y'all support and backing and y'all ain't helping me press a line. This article is letting y'all know right now that everything that I've been fucking stomped down about and yelling about is actual factual. I told y'all that they started off by knocking off Keith Bursey. They started picking off Nip's team one by one. I'm saying this is why I took like 2 fucking weeks and did an intensive case study on Keith Bursey and that bullshit ass incident report or whatever that they put out. I kindly redacted that. I redacted all them names for everybody so that everybody could go run a lap and see who the fuck was involved in that. I'm saying, rest in peace to Keith Bursey. We coming for his justice too. We're coming for Keith Bursey's justice too. I got a whole ass file and a half on Keith Bursey. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Let's go. Rest in peace. Keith Bursey. You know what I'm saying? That guy bro over there off of Bryant in that fucking liquor store, probably Officer Scott Swanson and Coomlander. Nigga, boom, off the top with the shit. Saying rest in peace. They murdered him in cold blood. Salute, Unc. Thank you for that. I appreciate the contribution. Oh, thank you. I'm saying they murdered bro in cold blood. They started picking off Nip's team one by one. You know? Keith Bursey. Yeah, I don't know what the relationship was between Nip and Sandman, Nagoose. I don't know. But Keith Bursey, facts, it just kept going. Didn't Ransom get killed like last year? What happened? And what's up? How did Ransom? What the fuck? I'm saying they're picking off everybody. Keith Bursey Jr., 31, was killed, man. Keith Bursey Jr., 31, was killed by an LAPD officer on Slauson Avenue, a block away from Crenshaw, on the 10th of June of 2016. Officials said LAPD was in the area because 10 June was Hood Day, when gang members celebrate their gang. Bursey was a passenger in a car that LAPD approached in a parking lot. I'm pretty sure that was a white SUV. Approached in a parking lot to investigate the odor of marijuana. Officers ordered the passengers to exit and shot Bursey, hitting him in the back when he tried to flee. Officials said that's not how that went down, according to the neighborhood homies that was watching the shit go down. It seems like they were stopping anybody from any infraction that day, said Cliff Dorsey, Bursey's cousin. Okay. Oh, Dorsey? Wait a minute. Oh. I just ran into Cliff Dorsey's name just the other day. Okay. Let's go. Bursey's cousin to The Guardian. Dorsey, a South Central native who now works as a public defender, said he wasn't familiar with Operation Laser, but that it aligned with the experiences of people in his neighborhood where LAPD gang operations rely on guilt by association. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, come back to that. Rabbit hole brain trying to kick in. LAPD frequently labeled South Central natives as criminal gang members based on their families and upbringing. Dorsey said this. Bursey was not ashamed of his ties to the Rolling 60s, which family members had been a part of, but the gang did not define him and did not mean he was a criminal. It's not a fucking gang. It's a tribe. The motherfuckers need to understand the difference between that shit. So by nature, we're a tribal people. Gang. Fuck that. That's how the Saxons in the news, since they can't call us niggas, they started calling us thugs. You know what I mean? We can't call them niggas on the news no more, so we'll call them thugs. Well, we know what that means, though. That's not fucking gangs, bro. This shit it's tribes. It's tribes. Like, there's a difference, man. There's a difference. All right, Bursey was not ashamed of his ties to the Rolling 60s, which family members had been a part of, but the gang did not define him and did not mean he was a criminal, Dorsey said. It can be like family. That's right. These are like a tribe. It can be like family. These are young men that grew up in the same circumstances, surrounded by the same poverty, the same drugs, and they're trying to survive as best they can. Let's go. That's a fact. Mary Williams, Bursey's grandmother, who raised him, said her grandson was a talented tap dancer and football player and lamented that police stopped him that day for no reason. They can't just go around harassing people. Yeah, he had enough. They can't just go around harassing people and putting their names in databases. It was such an unnecessary murder, she said, that 2 weeks after the killing, one of Keith's cousins was also stopped at the same intersection without justification and eventually released. There go them guys, man. There go them guys. LAPD's data-driven missions also targeted the Crenshaw Mall, just north of Hussle store, which was labeled a laser zone in 2015. This is a mall frequented by black and brown people, said Quintus Moore. Moore. Whose son Gachario Mack was killed by police inside the mall in 2018 while suffering a mental health crisis. His son was holding a knife, but witnesses said he wasn't threatening. And the police commissioner later ruled that officers violated policy when they shot him. Quintus Moore, huh? Who is Quintus Moore? Oh, okay. Quintus Moore. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yes. Okay. All right. Now okay. Got it. Quintus. Okay, got it. Yeah, okay. Onward. Moore said it seemed that the LAPD was often bringing new tactics and programs to his community and the area around Crenshaw Mall because they want to try out their new gadgets and weapons in the black neighborhood. While LAPD launched efforts over the last decade aimed at improving community relations in South Central, Moore said it felt as if little had changed. He said that, he said he had been unjustly pulled over twice while driving in the area in recent years. Once when an officer peered into his car, and another time when an officer asked him if he had tattoos. Both times, short interactions, he was released. Joanna Bayum, I don't know how you say that, contributed reporting. America is facing crucial okay. And that might be the end of that. Holy shit. There's some shit. That's about to open up a can of fucking worms, let alone the links that they provided. So they said, let's go back up to the top and take a look at this. The link that we're going to look at next, you need to register to keep reading. Fuck you mean? I was just in there, motherfucker. All right, there we go. All right, the files which were recorded, internal records obtained by the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition shared with The Guardian shed new light on how LAPD invested resources into policing at Crenshaw and Slauson, suggesting that for years the department focused enforcement efforts around the community gathering spot where Hussle had bought commercial space and was working to redevelop a corner strip mall. The files, which were acquired through public records requests, are a part of the coalition's new report on data-driven LAPD initiatives that will be released on Monday. So that should be out. And that is right here. That link leads to over here. They lying up how much money they made. The name gangs we said. They put conjunctions on every hood. All the gang injunctions. Women to see their own mama. Yeah, you couldn't like even move around. That shit was fucking foul. Oh my god, them gang injunctions, this shit is foul. How you can't even do nothing. You can't even do nothing. Like you literally can't leave your house basically. If you're under a gang injunction, you literally and you live in Los Angeles, you just basically can't leave your fucking house. You violate as soon as you step out. As soon as you take one breath of fresh air, you violate practically. They made people lose their mind. They put people in mental wards. They chase motherfuckers out. Their mama said, right, exactly. This shit is so complex. I'm glad you busting that shit down, Michelle. Exactly. That shit is so important. Everything that you're saying is all facts. The rest of the world, they don't understand like the complexities of this shit, especially white folks. They be like, man, them niggas like pull your pants up and then you just get a job, nigga. No, it's not that fucking simple. It ain't that simple. So this shit right here might have suggest this is gonna have some shit up in it. So let's take a look at the summary. Oh wow. Crenshaw Mall right down the street from West Angeles. How many properties and still can't attract people down that way? 90% occupied. Wow. 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 Let's see what's up with this, man. Finna get on some Moses shit. I'm gonna let my people go. Automating banishment. Okay. Automating banishment was researched and written by dozens of community members, collaborating through the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition's Land and Policing Work Group. Over the past decade, the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition has been building community power to abolish LAPD surveillance. This report grew out of that organizing and examines the relationship of data-driven policing to real estate development, displacement, and gentrification. Let's fucking go. Yes. This needs to gain legs. Or wings. This is up to everybody. This is up to every single one of you guys to share this shit. What's happening, Tyree? Tyree, what's going on, bro? What you doing? What you want? This is up to everybody. This is up to all of y'all, man, to share this shit here. This is up to all of y'all. This gotta grow legs, man. This gotta grow wings. This is it right here. They telling it. Let me make sure the links are in the description. Let's make sure of that. I want you guys to be able to access, all of this information. Okay. Yes. Okay. Both the links are okay. Since y'all go to these websites, man, y'all go share this shit on your Facebooks and all of that. Go share it on your Facebooks and all of that. I'm saying I'm not even asking y'all to share my video. I'm asking y'all to share this information. Go to the links that's in the description. I'm saying go share this shit. This shit is from The Guardian. The links are in the description. Let's do it. Okay, part one, not a moment in time. Hold on, let's see. Okay, right here, boom. Okay, 11 times Nipsey is mentioned here. The data-driven racial terror was closely coordinated with police efforts to attack black self-determined while securing white wealth. As noted in part 3 above, corporate landlords and wealthy investors exploited the post-2008 foreclosure crisis to extract wealth from black and brown neighborhoods. That encroachment grew with the 2017 Federal Opportunity Zone program. Exactly. That's why when Donald Trump said this shit about black, he was like, yes, black people, black neighborhoods have the most potential. That's what he said about the opportunity zones. He was like, yes, it's the black and minority neighborhoods that have the most potential. It was like niggas clapping. They were like, oh yeah, like he's gonna do something for us. Hell no, nigga. I was like, damn, niggas is dumb. Them motherfucker just told all of his billionaire buddies that, I'm saying, those are the places to attack. I'm saying, those are gonna have the most lucrative returns. That's what he said. Yeah, the black and minority communities, they have the most potential. Huge potential. He was saying, attack them. That's where the most money is at. Drive them niggas out. Niggas was clapping for that. Yeah, Donald Trump is great. Fuck, stupid niggas. Dumb niggas. Fuck, you think Nip was like, fuck Donald Trump? The fuck? The encroachment grew with the 2017 Federal Opportunity Zone program, which offered major tax breaks for banks investing in historically underdeveloped communities. Yet when black residents of these neighborhoods, such as Nipsey Hussle, tried to use those same investment opportunities to prevent displacement and secure black wealth, they were targeted and harassed by police, or their whole fucking property got rezoned. How about that? I wonder if they mentioned that in here. They might not have caught that. That was like, you had to be going like deep to fucking catch that. Blackson was going deep. 2017, Nipsey purchased the Marathon clothing store at Slauson and Crenshaw, a corner where he had spent much of his teenage years. 2 years after that, Nipsey sought to purchase the entire strip mall around the store. Where does it go to? Over here then? Around the store. Okay. With plans to build a 6-story plaza that included low-income residential units. The project was part of a plan to link properties to a new investment fund called Our Opportunity that would take advantage of the Opportunity Zone program. While the Trump administration and others promoted Opportunity Zones as a vehicle for capital gains in black neighborhoods, hello, what I just tell y'all, in black neighborhoods, Nipsey recognized that the program would enable displacement, gentrification. That is right. They reported on that in the fucking Atlantic about this shit. Oh, opportunity zones. Gentrification. I'm not going to find that some other time. Anyways, there was an article from the Atlantic, and basically what it said was, whoa. They're like, hold on. Somebody like, local governments need to hurry up, and you guys need to take a look at this paperwork fast, because what this is a really, really fast and easy way that your however you want to call it, lower class, middle class, everybody's finna get gentrified like quick. They're gonna displace a lot of people. They're gonna basically redline them out. It's gonna be bad. They're gonna buy up all this property. They're gonna start jacking up the fucking property, the taxes like immediately. It was ugly. Those opportunities, I was like, oh my god. Of course, Nip saw that. I was like, damn, this is not good. It's not good. Opportunity Fund was to allow smaller local investors to preserve homes and wealth in the community while receiving a tax break that otherwise wouldn't, it would have gone to outsiders. That was never for that. It was always for the outsiders. While Nipsey pursued ways to benefit the community he grew up in, LAPD continued its long-term surveillance of residents. By Nipsey's own account, police would come through and get to know you. They'd come hop out, ask you questions, take your name, your address, your cell phone number, your social. When you ain't done nothing. Just so they know everybody in the hood. This aligns with what we know about LAPD's use of FI cards. Yes. Okay, we read about this. Okay, so that article copy and paste. Okay, boom. At the time of his death in March of 2019, Nipsey was being investigated by LAPD based on their claims that Marathon was a front for gang activity. City Attorney Mike Fuhrer was also trying to remove the store from Slauson Plaza. Nipsey's business partner, David Gross, reported that the city attorney had harassed Nipsey for years based on a maniacal zeal to expel the Marathon store from the Slauson Plaza. At the same time, the LAPD was working to criminalize the area, and the city attorney was working to expel Nipsey. Mega developers and real estate speculators who, with close relationships to LAPD, were competing against Nipsey and other local black investors to acquire land and wealth in the area. One of these developers is the CIM Group, a local commercial real estate firm that has multiple developments along Crenshaw Boulevard at intersections that were anchor points with a laser zone. Hold the phone. Let me run a real quick lap. Yeah, talk to me about the leadership. Bradley Aronson, Chris Allman, Koichi Ando, Steve Berg, Barry Berlin, Bjorkman, Bruno, Chang, okay, Columbus, Dubacher, Dembo, Dupree, Farron, Gandon, Gibbons, Goldman, Goldberg, a lot of Jews, Grant, Harder, Hoberman, Hurley, Kuba, Kurita. Oh, holy shit, there's a lot of... Oh, okay. Reagan, Wrestler, Schreiber, damn, a lot of Jews. A lot of Jews. Thompson, Washington. Oh, Wilshire, south of Wilshire. Guess what? Everybody gets, damn, it's about to be a long night for blasting. Everybody gets a background check. Everybody gets a background check. Say, you get a background check, and you get a background check, and you get a background check. Everybody get background checks today. Yep. Damn, it's about to be a long night. Everybody. CIM Group. Okay. In January 2019, the firm capitalized on the opportunity zones by creating the CIM Opportunity Zone Fund with a goal of $5 billion. Oh, is that right? Don't tell me that you were in fucking cahoots with the Rothschilds Opportunity Zone Fund. Zone Fund. What'd they call that shit? Oh, I always spell their name wrong. Motherfucking devils. I gotta dig up my old work on the Opportunity Zone. Rothschild's Larch Lane Alternatives Fund from the SEC. Yeah, they created a whole ass fund. It was like billions. The Rothschilds. CIM has long collaborated with police on displacement. A CIM Group principal with the Don't Let Me Find Steve Sobrow connected to this. CIM Group principal with close ties to LAPD also served as president of the Hollywood Property Owners Alliance. That is just like what Oda was. He was on some shit like this. The judge from the grand jury transcripts. He was on some shit just like this. It was just like this, except for he was on like the Asian version of it. Down by Chinatown, or no. Was it Chinatown? It might have been like Korea. Oh, fuck. I forget. CIM also donated rent to LAP. Donated from 2000. Oh, really? They donated rent? Hell fucking no. Hell no. You think that that's not their Gestapo then? They donated rent to the LAPD? Hell for, oh my God, this bitch is about to come down though. Nip Hussle the Great. Nip Hussle the Great. Selfless sacrifice. Like, bro knew what it was. He knew. CIM, oh my God, I had the whole ass goosebumps. CIM also donated rent. Nip knew. Nip knew he was gonna have to give himself up to fucking collapse this shit. And he had to put his faith in his people to actually press a line for him. You know? We can't let him die in vain, y'all. Y'all gotta understand how important this shit is, man. Y'all gotta understand the importance of this, man. another investment entity transforming South Central is the Goldman Sachs, bingo, which helps LAPD acquire new technologies and resources. Oh, with public scrutiny through the Goldman Sachs. I got a little file on them motherfuckers. Harvard Park, yup. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. 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 Scroll down and see where else we got. Yeah.
Choose rock beats.
Okay. Scroll down some more. I'd like to see.
Choose rock beats.
Okay. Well, this is just the summary. This is just a summary. Oh no. I sat up on a whole ass I was on, I don't know, it was probably like 10 hours of altogether. On a like behind the scenes, just private ass call with Alexis K. Tyler. Because she wanted to wiggle up next to Blackson, you know? So I'm like, okay, I will talk to you. So I got on the phone with Alexis K. Tyler for like fix her whips up and call me a damn lie. And me just like tie that thing up like, ooh shit, child, ooh shit. If you don't go wash that dusty ass fucking wig, she misses everything. My people and them.
Okay, so the goods were covered in this one. All right, so let me do this right quick. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this live and start up another live just for some other stuff, including but not limited to Draco, Slim 400, and what's surrounding those situations, because it's looking weird, especially because there is purportedly a YG connection of some sort. At least that's what people are saying, and I think it's more than just hearsay. I think there is some validity to it, or that's what it appears to be like. If you catch my drift, that's what it appears to be like, I'm indicating that it might have been some sort of shit like similar to Empire, or my belief in what happened with Empire. You feel me? Everything points to a particular individual or entity, but it wouldn't it be, it all points to a specific entity, but it's like it seems like they were almost framed to perfection, if you catch my drift. Anyhow, let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna pull this up. All right, so just gonna give you some parting thoughts. I just changed the image on the screen so that when people go through the video, they can see it. Just give you some parting thoughts. I think I have alluded to this in the comments, but aside from the individuals and individual entities that may have wanted Nipsey dead prior to when he was assassinated, individually, those people or entities, I feel like whether or not they try to carry it out, because we know they tried to carry it out a few times and they were unsuccessful, and then we look at a situation, we look at Nip's assassination, in which it seems like it was a checkmate of some sort, because you can't trick that kind of man out of his life. You know what I'm saying? You can't trick a man like that out of his life, especially with the type of bearings that he has on his home turf. So what I've been thinking all along is it had to be a checkmate of some sort. Now, when you have these individuals that were all unsuccessful individually in trying to carry this out, whether it's street players or the LAPD or what I'm saying, whoever else it may be, when they all work together in unison and we're backed now by billionaires, right? in which these billionaires were alluded to at the beginning of this video, all throughout Blackson's video as well, where he covers this. I believe it was like in the beginning of November. So over a month ago, right after the article came out, Blackson was on it. And this real estate plot is the icing on the cake. It just shows that that was the final piece that they put in the equation or the formula, whatever you want to call it, in order to finally carry this out, or to have to be that adamant to carry it out and make sure that they're not going to fuck this up. And the reason being is aside from getting Nipsey out the way, which obviously had to be one of their main objectives, I do feel like that it was some sort of deterrent, or it was supposed to operate as a deterrent into scaring other black men from the hood to never like even try to play that game, that trying to invest in real estate in that area. And it was to send some sort of subliminal message. And that's not far-fetched to think, especially after reviewing some of these documents and pieces of content that we reviewed throughout this video. So with all that being said, let me know what your thoughts are and whatnot in the comments. The actual, not the live comments, the comments on the video. And, take a real good look at this video, rewatch it, and just really, really keep an open mind. And just remember that it's brothers that die every day in the streets over nothing virtually. You know what I'm saying? So when you put a few $1 billion behind that shit, right? I'm talking about the type of people that all these signs are pointing to now in their direction to show some sort of level of play behind Nipsey's assassination. Man, we talking about big money here. You feel me? These people with huge interest, these people that are all not in collusion, I'm not going to call it. Well, inclusion in terms of assassinating Nip is one thing, but in terms of their relationships prior to doing that, or purportedly doing that, these people been known each other. You feel me? They're the elites of their game. So every time they're about to gain some intel about a piece of property that hasn't even hit the market yet, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that are in the know. They're the ones that are getting calls about, commercial buildings and, like learning about foreclosure sales and all sorts of things from city officials, county officials, et cetera, and so forth. These people deal with the city council and various departments within the city and the county. They're just that connected. That's how the real estate game goes. So, these are people that are all very familiar and comfortable with each other. And I'm going to leave it at that, family. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'm going to double back.